Hello, my name is Tiara and this is the Love Stitch Knits podcast, and it has been a while. I think the last time I was on here it was Christmas. I had posted 1 week of Vlogmas for December, and then I stopped because life just got kind of crazy after that moment. I ended up sewing my hinterland dress. That was the first major garment that I've ever sewn, and I will say to this day it still does not have buttons on it, so that's how that went. I got some new tattoos. I started collecting plants. I tried job spindling maybe 2 weeks ago. It's really hard. And I've collected more yarn. I've done some reorganizing, and that's pretty much where I've been. I'm so sorry for not being here for so long, and I'm so sorry for all the neglect, but I'm here and I'm back now, and I'm so happy to be back, and I'm so happy to be here with you. So today, I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I've finished in the past couple months. It's not going to be a lot because most of it is socks as always, and I'm going to show you some of the projects that I'm currently working on and some yarn that I've collected for some upcoming projects that I'll be working on as well. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So finished objects, work in progress, and upcoming projects I have, also known as my Make 9, but I might stray a little bit away from my Make 9 because new patterns come out every day. So yeah, let's just get started. So the first thing we're going to talk about is finished objects, and if you see it, you see it. If you know, you know. I posted this on my Instagram about a month ago, and this is my Cozy Classic Raglan Light. I'll stand up so you can see. It has it's the crop length obviously, and it has a nice short sleeve, so it's very wearable for the summer. The color that I've used for this is Yume by Big Little Yarn Co. on the merino nylon base. Alternating skeins throughout the entire object. And for the little cuffs here in the contrast color, I'm using Red Dwarf fibers. This is, I believe, My First Girlfriend Turned Into the Moon. Or that's Rough Buddy. Whatever. I will list it over here. So as you can see, she's cropped, she's cute, she's lightweight, she looks like cotton candy and tie-dye at the same time, she's pastel, and that is perfectly me. So I'm really excited about this one. It was a very quick knit for me. Very simple, easy. Even when I was blocking out, like, it didn't grow that much. So it's very cozy. Just wear it anytime. So that's that. And the next project I'm going to show you is a shawl. I just finished this one and blocked it off like last week. You've seen it all over my Instagram if you follow me on Instagram at thelovestitch. But I've been working on the Sundays in December shawl by HyggeCanyon. That's Kim Jackson. Yeah, I've been working on this one since December. I started the knit along for the Sundays in December Advent late. I started it in like the third week, around the 23rd, like right before Christmas. So I just finally finished it, and that's because it's a Advent calendar shawl, so it's supposed to use like 4 complete skeins of whatever your Sunday Advent calendar was, but I didn't have one, so I just went and picked up the yarn I wanted to use from my local yarn store and some things that I had on hand. And I did end up using all 4 of the skeins, but for one of them I actually went a little bit over, so I had to make time to go back to my local yarn store and pick up that yarn so that I could finish the project. So I guess I'll just go ahead and show you that. So there's a front and a back, so hold on. So this is my Sundays in December Advent shawl that I've made. Yeah, this was really exciting. It's asymmetrical triangle shape. It has seed stitch, some purl ridges, it has Flemish block lace, it has bobbles and fading, we have lots of seed stitch, some diagonal lines, ribbing, and this keeps going and going for so much texture and so much color worked play and everything together. And then we go into the decreases on this side. And yeah, this is the shawl. This is what I've been working so long for, I guess. If you're like me, oh, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know how to wear shawls. I'm brand new to shawls, so I don't really know how to wear this, but I really, really enjoy it. So this first color here, this is Antique Mystique, and the yarn dyer is Dyes Cast Yarn. I actually picked up this yarn when I went to Philly a couple years ago, so I finally ended up using it. This color is called Peiskos, and it is from Casual Fashion Queen, this very variegated purple, green, orange. This next color is, sorry to keep saying but I really can't remember anything. So I'm spacing on the color for this one, but the yarn is Yarn on the House, or Yarn of the House. This dark one is also Yarn of the House. The color is Portobello. I don't know why I can't remember this one, but yeah, those are the 4 colors that I used for this shawl. I absolutely love it. I love the way it came out. She's big, she's juicy, she's good, she's great. This is the shawl. So that's a finished object. And then I have some socks that I finished, you know, sock knitting, sock interior. To be honest with you, I don't count socks as work in progresses. Like, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. They're so small. They're so portable. They just go with you. It's not a project. But also, none of the socks I ever knit include cabling or anything like that. So, to each their own. So, some of the socks that I have knitted. The first pair, I'm sorry if these all look raggedy. They've been worn and blocked and all that, but this is the first pair. So this one is the Vanilla Latte sock pattern. I knit this in Kyoshi Warrior, and the contrast color is Katana. This was a sock set from Red Door Fibers during the Avatar shop update. So yeah, you would have seen in like my past episodes me show off the yarn, but here is the finished project. This is the way that the yarn worked up. And I wanted to add a little bit of texture, so I went with the Vanilla Latte sock pattern because that is one of my favorite. Because it just has the nice blocks of stockinette interrupted by the broken rib stitch. So yeah, these are really nice. They're not for me. They're for my husband. He's been asking me. Well, I've been asking him if I could knit him socks, and he finally said yes. So this is the pair that I made for him. And the next socks that I've made for myself, for yours truly, these ones are from the Shop La Mercerie Year of Socks. I have that subscription, so every single month, last year I subscribed, so every single month I get a new sock set from a different dyer. This one was January's. The January dyer was, or you guys can guess, just guess, it's Big Little Yarn Co. is Melanie. So Melanie got the honor of doing January's, and these are the socks I made. Once again, we have some ribbed socks, but these are the No Surprises sock by Kim Jackson. So the ribbing is a little bit interrupted, so it's like a knit, purl, knit, knit, purl, knit, purl, purl, or something like that, going all throughout the sock. And there's some fading in the heel, or some striping in the heel between the contrast color and the main color. And then at the toe, it stripes, or no, it fades. I'm so sorry. It fades from the main color to the contrast color. So I had so much fun knitting these. The sock set was called Fireworks on New Year's Eve. And I think that, of course, Melanie captured it perfectly. These socks, these colors, all this works so well together. I love these socks so much. Chef's kiss. And for this last sock work finished object I'm going to show you, I actually have both of them completed. I just can't find the other sock. But this is one I just finished last week. This is stripy sock yarn from Nomadic Yarns. The colorway is called Squad Gourds. So it was a fall color, but these are anytime colors. These are year-round colors for me. So yeah, this was so much fun. I had so much fun knitting these just because it's striped sock yarn. And the story behind these is because it's striped sock yarn, I thought I was going to try my first attempt at an afterthought heel. No, it doesn't fit well for me. The heel slides a lot, so I ended up frogging the entire sock back so that I could do my regular heel flap construction. This mini contrast color is from the Autumn and Indigo advent calendar from last year, and I know it's not like a good perfect match or whatever as a contrast color, but when they're like on, if you can see, like, I think that they go pretty well together, and it's a very, very cute sock. So yeah, that's what that looks like. And I learned something that I knew but I forgot, that I had been knitting my socks on a size 1 needle for a long time, like for the past like 4 or 5 pairs of socks that I made. But then I remembered that I'm supposed to be using a size 0, that I personally prefer a size 0 for my socks, because I used a size 0 when I knit these socks, and these are the Halloween socks that I knit last year. They're kind of similar, right? But these are the Halloween socks I knit last year, and I used a size 0 needle, and these socks fit me perfectly, and I should have been using them for every single sock since, but I forgot. But now I've got it together, so the next socks I will knit will all be on size 0 needles. I will not falter anymore, because I just like the amount of, you know, the amount of ease that I have, which is practically none when I wear these socks. So yeah, good thing I knit these socks, I guess. Alright, so that was all the finished objects that I have to show. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you my current whips. These whips are languishing whips, newly started whips. I'm not gonna show you ones that are like not serious, like things I just casted on just to cast something on, and like I will get to it eventually, because like there's simple stuff like hats and blankets and, you know, just things I don't really have or enjoy knitting. They're not much of a project for me or anything like that. So I'm not going to show you those, but I am going to show you the things that are actually consuming time and energy and love from me. So the first thing I'll show you is a sweater, but it's not for me. It's for my daughter, Aria Bella. Aria Bella is she's about to be 4 years old in June, but she is measuring at 5T already. So I decided to make her a regular old Raglan sweater. Nothing special, except that I'm going to add some embroidery flower details to it later on. But this is how it's going so far. This color is very bright. This is the Sublime Jody Ciao yarn. I can't exactly remember which one it is, but this is the one that has mostly wool, a smidge of cashmere, and silk in it. So it's supposed to be durable, a little bit shiny because of the silk content, and it's really nice. So I just cast it on this sweater. Instead of casting on a new pair of socks, I cast this on. So it just has a knit one, purl one through the back loop for the neck. It has some raglan, increases, decreases, whatever. Then just stocking it all the way around. And I'll make this special by just by doing the embroidery daisies on it and some white and yellow yarn. And she'll have this for a long time. I'm knitting the size 5-6. I'm knitting for a size 5 to 6 year old toddler. So I cast it on like 80 stitches for the 80 stitches or so for here. I just made this so that it's long enough. I think this is maybe like, I don't know. It's just a simple, like, there's no pattern, there's no recipe. It's just a Raglan sweater for a kid. So I have that on my needles. That's instead of knitting socks, I'm going to knit a small sweater, essentially. So that's what I have for that. The next project I'm going to show you in shame, because I had this pattern in my library. I had the yarn for the pattern. I had everything, and I didn't want it to go to waste. And this is something that I wasn't going to talk about, but I decided I'm going to talk about it for myself, because this is for myself. At the beginning of my knitting journey, I purchased the Tecumseh sweater pattern by Caitlin Hunter. And if you know about Caitlin Hunter, then you know that you'll know my feelings about it if you're on my Instagram, about how I don't appreciate you know, people who don't who don't hold themselves accountable for their actions, for their words. And there's been a lot of controversy about Caitlin Hunter in the knitting community because she fails to acknowledge minorities, people of color, and things like that. She chooses to ignore it for the sake of it's just knitting, and I honestly don't appreciate that because knitting is a part of my life. It's a part of a lot of people's life, and knitting is for everybody. That's what I believe in. So I'm not making this sweater because I'm so excited to show off my Tecumseh or whatever. I'm making this sweater for me because it's something that I've wanted, something that I paid money for, and I'd rather have the project than, you know, I'd rather finish the project actually because I had already started it before the whole shenanigans. So I just want to finish it. I want to get it off my needles. I want to wear it in the privacy of my own home. But that's that. So this is my Tecumseh. I'm knitting it in the farmer's daughter's fiber. I don't remember the color names. This gold color, however, is Swanky DK from Magpie Fibers. The color also escapes me. I'll have all that listed down there. All I know is that this gray color is called Paul Newman. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted a very low contrast pullover for my Tecumseh. But this will be the last pattern that I ever knit by Caitlin Hunter. This looks really good on camera. Okay, this is the last pattern I'll be knitting by Caitlin Hunter, but once it's finished, it'll be finished off my needles, and it'll be something for me. I know where I stand on the issue. I know where I stand on my support for Caitlin Hunter. The pattern's already been bought, so let's just get it out the way. We'll finish it off. So, all right, and so the last whip that I'm going to show you that I'm currently working on. No, wait, this is not the last one. This is second to last. Okay, but this next whip that I'm working on is really exciting. It's a test knit. It's a test knit for Joan. So Joan has been, usually she knits for herself all the time. She knits so many things, and then recently she decided to start knitting out her own patterns, which is very exciting because she makes gorgeous knitwear. Like she does. She loves cabling, lace work, all that. And it's just so well done. It's so modern, it's fresh, it's new, it's like, it's good. It's just all good. So this is what I will show you. This one is my Sisu. So this is my Sisu pullover. She did name it after Sisu the dragon from the Raya movie, the new Raya Disney movie. So this is the Sisu pullover. Actually, let me put it on. So this is it. This is the Sisu pullover, patterned by Joan Ho, currently in testing. But this one is knitted up in Blue Sky Fibers, Wolstock worsted. I went to my local yarn store here in Maryland. Well, one of them local to me. This one is like looped in DC. So yeah, I visited, and they ended up having the 150 gram skeins of the yarn, so I was able to buy as much as I needed. So I used 3 of those 150 gram skeins at an affordable price, mind you, in order to make this sweater. This is how big the cake is, by the way. It is gigantic. Compare that to a 100 gram. Like, it's huge. It's gigantic. That's crazy. But no, I love this yarn. It's so soft. It's so lovely. It is an aran weight or worsted weight. The sweater calls for a bulky weight, but this is perfect. I promise you, it's perfect gauge. It matches in everything. So this is the yarn. You can see that I'm almost done. I have to finish the sleeve up by tomorrow if I want to make good time. But I am loving the way it looks. I'm loving the way it is. I love all the details, the fat braids, the little circles with the twist. It goes like that. The back is just straight stockinette. And this was a really good sweater for me, you guys. I'm really excited for you guys to be able to see this one. It's really fun. It's taking me about a month to knit because of all the cabling, and also because I have other things to do, like my day job and all those things. But I'm sure that you guys can knit this plenty fast. It has this nice like rolled collar that's whip stitched on the inside, so it's really nice. No, Joan's thought of everything. This is a beautiful pattern. I cannot wait for you guys to be able to have access to this one. I know that you guys are going to make beautiful sweaters. Because of the shape of the pullover, anybody can wear this. So I hope I see you guys make this for everybody in your family. I want to see it in all different colors. I think it would be beautiful and a nice lavender purple. You can make it in a nice cream. You can make it in brown, and that would be really good. Or as a camel tan. It makes me excited just thinking about it. I hope you guys make it in all of the colors. The color that I made mine in is called Gray Harbour. So if you want one just like mine, you can buy Blue Sky Fibers, Wolstock, worsted, and this is Gray Harbour. So yeah. Thank you, Joan, for letting me test this. It's wonderful. It's gorgeous. I can't wait to finish. You'll be having pictures very soon. Girl, thank you. So the next work in progress I'm about to show you guys, I'm really excited for this one. I'm excited to have it for myself. It's living here in my own handmade yarn bag or knitting bag. It needs a pull tab, ignore that raw edge. But yeah, my own handmade yarn bag. It's this one. So this is the Daily Ritual Raglan. This pattern is by Park. That she's Park and Knit on Instagram, and my God, what a beautiful pattern. So this one has a knit one, purl one ribbing for the neck so that you can do like a nice like collared raglan sweater. I'm holding Big Little Yarn Co. This is Nori, the color is Nori. This is Superwash Merino Sock, and then this is, you know what this is. Alpaca, whatever, lace weight. Why is this escaping me? Mohair, this is what you call this, mohair. So I'm pairing these two together. I wound the skeins together so that the mohair would be more incorporated into the sweater and the fiber, so it wouldn't just be sitting on top and making an annoyingly fuzzy sweater. But yeah, I'm holding those two together so that I can make this gorgeous sweater. Like, look at the colors, look at the amazingness. There's not really any pulling going on here. I didn't really alternate skeins. I just knit all the way down here, and around this point I striped my second skein in. Yeah, so I've already split for the sleeves. I'm kind of just on Body Island on this one. I gotta finish off the neck for here as well. Just got to keep on knitting this up until it's the right length for me, and so I won't be able to finish the bottom until I finish the top because I need to know how the top will sit on my body, if that all makes sense. So yeah, once my Sisu pullover is off of my needles, I'll be working exclusively on this one just so I can get it done. And you guys, I know that summer is around the corner here on the East Coast. I know that it's right around the corner, but I am still going to knit my sweaters. I'm still going to knit my sweaters because I have to. Maybe I'll knit some stuff in cotton. I'll knit some cardigans and things like that. But yeah, I got to finish these sweaters. I need them for winter. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one. It's honestly so soft and so pretty. Yeah, very excited about that. As soon as I finish my Sisu, I'll be here on my daily ritual. Daily ritual will be finished, Tecumseh will be finished, baby sweater will be finished, and then we can cast on some new sweaters. And that's what we're going to talk about next. We're going to talk about what's next in my queue for working on projects, what I had lined up for my Make 9 and how it's going, collecting the yarn for those situations, because I kind of put myself on like a no-buy where I don't want to buy single skeins anymore because it's not helping anybody. It's not helping my yarn collecting situation. I only want to buy yarn for projects, which ultimately means that I will be spending larger chunks of money, but at least everything will have a place and a plan. So if I work on them fast enough, hopefully my color preferences don't change and my style for patterns doesn't change. But who's to say? So for the first project I'm looking forward to working on, this one has been talked about. It's all over Instagram. Everyone has seen this one. It's an instant classic, I think. Let me show it to you. In the Winter 2020 Lane magazine, they feature a very, very, very beautiful sweater. And that sweater is the Snowy Forest sweater. So this is the Snowy Forest sweater. It is made by Midori Hyros, and it looks like this. So it has like some nice cabling here from the yoke that goes down the body of the sweater. This is the cropped version. It is knit in a sport weight plus mohair situation so that it can be about a worsted weight for the actual garment. And I'm obsessed. When I first saw it, I was obsessed. When I first saw it, I knew I wanted to knit it. I had a lot of fun knitting my Sisu pullover for a cardigan, for a cable knit, but I knit that one flat. So I wanted to knit in the round for my next one because I thought it would make it more like streamlined and fun. So I have that coming up, and I wanted my color of my, ew, I spit, ew. I wanted the color of my sweater to be as closest to the original as possible. So you can see the original is kind of like a denim dark blue going on here. So the yarn that I chose for that project is Magpie Fibers. And I went on Midori's website. I went on the website to see what kits that they had already worked up. And I tried to pick colors that most closely matched the kits or the colors that they had. And so the colors that I came up with is, this is Nest Sport, so it's 100% non-superwash Corindale, so it's a little bit rustic, a little bit nubby. This color is Twilight Magpie. In 100 grams, there's 350 yards. So it's this nice smoky denim blue color that I really like, and I love the way it feels. And to layer on top of this yarn to try to give me more of that dark hue, this one is their feather-based mohair silk mix, 470 yards. This one is called Follow You Into the Dark. So it's a very, very dark, almost black blue, but it's still very blue. It's coming a lot darker here on camera, but it's very blue. So these two together, I think, will definitely give me the same effect that I'm looking for the original sweater. Very excited about this. I was having a lot of trouble picking the yarn. I even commissioned my friend Bronte. She has her coffee set up, or her commission set up, so that you can go talk to her about what kind of yarn to work for a project, or if you need color help, you can commission her for those things. It doesn't cost anything more than like $10. She's very experienced. She's worked in a yarn store for a long time, so she knows what yarns look like when they're worked up, whether they're too rustic or if they're smooth, and she's really good with color as well. I definitely recommend her, so I'll put like her tag here. I'll put her down in the description box in case you need some help choosing yarn for patterns or choosing patterns for yarns. So yeah, definitely look into seeing more, or definitely look into contacting her if you need help. But yeah. So this is destined to be the Snowy Forest, and I ended up buying 3 skeins of the Nest Sport and then 2 skeins of the Follow You Into the Dark to have enough to make a cropped version of the sweater. So the next project that I have yarn for is going to be the Be Thankful cardigan by Lily Kate. I think that's the pattern designer. I'll put a picture here of what it looks like. When I first saw this sweater and when it first came out, I instantly knew I wanted to knit it. I just didn't know what I wanted to knit it in. So I went through and I was going through the product page on Ravelry. I was looking through, and I saw this version of the sweater. And I instantly fell in love. So once I saw this version, I went ahead and bought the yarn for it already. And then I saw Candace, that's Transitory on Instagram. She made one as well. It's this one. And honestly, it's so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I'm completely sold. Now I'm even more excited to cast it on and have it as like a spring summer cardigan. And so, yeah, the Be Thankful cardigan, I'm going to knit it in the same yarn. It's Barocco Mochi yarn. So it's a chainette chunky weight yarn, bulky weight yarn. The color that I chose for mine is the vanilla colorway. So it's this nice, you'll get a little bit of focus in there. It's a nice off-white beige color with some pink and blue speckles in it. They make this yarn in other colors. There's a green color, there's a red color called Red Bean. Yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be so soft and squishy. It's 37% alpaca, 35% nylon, 26% wool, 2% other fiber, whatever that means. But yeah, I'm really excited. So I have enough balls of this to make an entire Be Thankful cardigan. I'm excited. I don't often knit cardigans, but I'm really excited to knit this one, as it's going to be just simple back and forth stockinette or whatever, you know? So the next sweater that I have that's going to be up next in my queue after I get all these other ones done, bear with me you guys. The next one I'm really excited to make is the Azure sweater. So the Azure sweater is a colorwork sweater, top down. It's fingering weight with the yoke, and it's a 2-color sweater. I'll have it here. And the yarn that I'm going to be using for this one, because I wanted something that is more brighter colored, I noticed that I have a lot of blue, green, dark colors, fall colors, so I wanted something a little bit more springy. So I was really excited when I visited my local yarn store, another local yarn store to me. This one is Knits and Pieces in Annapolis, Maryland. They have some Yarn in the House yarn. Even though they stopped dyeing yarn because of the pandemic, they still have some of their stock left over in their store. It's just in the back, you have to ask for it. But yeah, so I was able to pick up some of this Little Brother fingering. It's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. So that's what I picked. Isn't that so? That's so luxurious. So these are the colors that I picked out. This one is shiitake. This one is called Pink Currant. So I'm going to use the pink for the color work, and I'm going to use the shiitake for the base of the yarn. And I'm hoping that this is what I need to kind of bring spring into my wardrobe. I'm debating about, I think the next two after I finish the Sisu and after I finish the Daily Ritual. I think this one will be the next one that I want to cast on. This one and the Be Thankful. I like to have two products, something complicated, something easy. So I'll have those two on my needles next. That's really exciting. I'm very excited. These are so soft you can't even imagine. I don't think that you can imagine how soft these are. I know because I'm holding it, but look at the color. Look how fine it is. Look how beautiful it is. Really excited to work with these yarns. Definitely a splurge. Don't tell my mom. And I have two more to show you. Two more yarn acquisitions for certain projects to show you before I just show you stock yarn. But this one was a really good find too that I also got from a local yarn store to me. This yarn is the Ray Rustic Aran yarn. So this is New Zealand wool and silk blend, 75% lamb's wool, 25% silk. And it's super, super nice because it is rustic. It's nubby, it's got some grip on it, and they had a sample in the store knit up in cable work, and I really liked the way it looked and I really appreciated it. This color is called Burley Wood. It is not white, but slightly beige, a little bit lighter than my shiitake colorway, if you can tell. This yarn, okay. I picked it out specifically for the Willa cardigan. So the Willa cardigan has been on my list for a while. My friend Linda, Linda Gray on Instagram, she knit this one up, I believe in a gray color. Instantly inspired, instantly wanted something just like it, and I knew that I could get something just like it, but I had to be patient. I just happened to find this yarn. I stumbled upon it. They put it on their shelves. It hadn't been there last month, and they were actually trying to get rid of it because they want to move in more of their cotton yarn instead of their wool yarn. So I was able to snag this, and it's pretty inexpensive. So for 100 grams, that's 208 yards. It's $15 for this skein. So I will be able to make my Willa for a decent price, less than $100. So that's really exciting. I'm really excited. I've been wanting to make the Willa for a long time, so I'm just so excited. That's going to be a lot of fun, and to have like a nice neutral cardigan. Even though I'm going to have technically two neutral cardigans, they're different. They're different. Okay, just know that they're different. This one's fluffy. This one's rustic. Okay, you gotta have one of both. Any occasion, gotta be ready for any occasion, right? And the last work in progress that I'll be, that I want to cast on, not a work in progress, a queued up project that I want to cast on will be the Squishy Shawlette. That one's by Bronte, by Bronte. She made this pattern, and it's a very versatile pattern. You can use any size yarn as long as you can figure out the gauge, but you basically just keep working in the pattern until it's the size you want. So it's a really, really, really good pattern. Easy to follow, simple construction. It's the Squishy Shawlette. And recently, Mimi, she opened up her Instagram shop for Star Bath dyes, and I was able to secure some yarn from her shop update, which is this one. This one is called First Bloom on Super Soft Fingering. It is 100% untreated extra fine merino wool, so her yarn is organic and naturally dyed, which is so special and so beautiful. So I purchased this from her shop update. But the yarn that I'm going to use for my squishy shawlette is this one. This is called Fairy Circle. It's 100% Canadian wool. So I know this is not a soft yarn, and maybe it'll soften up because even feeling it in my hand, it's very rustic, but I absolutely love the color. So yeah, I'm going to make my squishy shawlette in this. I'm going to try to only use the one skein to complete the entire thing. So fingers crossed, here's hoping that I get a good size for it. But either way, it'll be a nice like little bandana, little, you know, shawlette, a little scarf just to put on those chilly summer nights. I have a whole vision in my head, you guys. I always do. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do with this, and I'm really excited. I was inspired to make this, 1, by Bronte because she's amazing, 2, by Melanie because Melanie, Big Little Yarn Co. Cozy Cardigans on Instagram, she also knit this up. So yeah, super excited for this one. This would probably be something I cast on in place of a sock whip, like a moving whip, you know what I mean? Like go with you, put it in your purse, you know, pull it out, knit it anytime. This will be that for me. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing for my upcoming patterns. That's the stuff I'm going to be kind of focusing all of my energies on to be completing my 2021 Make 9 situation. I have other projects on my Make 9 that I'm not sure I'll be able to get to because they are very intensive. But they've been on my list for a long time, and eventually I'll get to them. So yeah, I'm really excited about all of these projects. I'm excited to have the yarn for them because even just having the yarn in my possession makes it very inspiring and makes me look forward to finishing the whips that I have and then casting on the new whips too. So yeah, that's really exciting. So the final things that I'm going to show you guys are just some sock sets that I've picked up from some small business, small dyers, small shops, whatever. So yeah, just gonna go through a little bit of that. This one is from Nomadic Yarns. At the same time that I bought the Squad Gourds, I also bought Succulent Garden. The base is yak sock. It's 70% superwash merino, 20% yak, and 10% nylon. So these are the colors in this one. It's like pink and purple and green and like some teal in there. It's really nice, a little bit of peach color. I really like this to add some purple into my mix, into my rotation. No. So I love a good yak blend because when you add that yak fiber in there, it actually makes the colors more muted and more like moody and mauve. So if you haven't tried yak as a sock, I definitely recommend it. It's really fun and it's nice to work with and it's super soft. So that's what I'm going to be doing with this. I did end up going to my, when I was at Wool Winders in Annapolis, I picked up also some contrasting color skeins. So this is just Sakya Coop Knits. This color is called Axonite. So it's just like a very, very, very mauve, pinky color. So those are just gonna go together subtly. I'll just use it for the toes and the heel, not the cuff though. I'll keep the cuff striped. Same deal. And so another sock that I'm really excited to make, Tiny Human Knits. She also does striped yarn. She had a pre-order for her very vintage Christmas colorway, I think that's what it's called. She released it at Christmas time, but honestly it was so popular, I guess she put out some more this year, and it was very random, but I was able to get a skein of it. So this is what it looks like. If you can tell, we can get her to focus. Yes. So it's got more of like a neutral base, and it's striped with like garnet, like these jewel tone colors. Kind of like a topaz, an emerald green, a garnet color. So yeah, those are striped within. This is a 50-gram skein, so I will have to make them a little bit shorter because I do have a more averagely large size foot. I don't know, I wear like a size 7.5. That's 39 in European sizes. But yeah, so I have to make them a little bit shorter than my standard crew to get a full set out of them, out of the 50 gram skein, because I usually knit 31 grams to my sock, so I'll have to go a little bit shorter. But this is the color that I use to contrast it. This is also Sakya Coupe Knit DK. I picked it to go with the yellow here in this skein too, so I'll use these two together in order to make a nice pair of Christmas socks, I guess, but I'll wear them anytime. That's why I'm using this yellow color. And wow, if you've made it this far, congratulations. That's all I had to show you guys. I know it was a lot, and maybe I rushed, and maybe I was speeding through this. Maybe it was because I was running out of space on my memory card. Maybe it's because I haven't done this in a while, and I'm a little bit tired. Or I'm a little bit rusty, I meant to say. Yep, that's Exhibit A. I'm a little bit rusty, but I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much for coming back and watching again. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for having faith in me and still maintaining your subscription to my channel. If you like this video, please like, subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram at thelovestitch. If you have an interest in plants, I also have a plantstagram where I collect rare plants and interesting house plants. That's moonlight.planter on Instagram. And yeah, so if you just want to know what's going on with me, just follow me there. I'm always there. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully we'll have another video next week. No promises. This might be more of like a once a month thing, seeing how I'm so consistent right now, you know what I mean? But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. You're so bright. You're so beautiful. You are who you say you are. You can only do what you say you can do and what you actually want to do. You're wonderful. You're lovely. You're absolutely 100% the best. I love you so much. Goodbye.